On the vast, unforgiving steppes of Mongolia, a single rivalry would shape the destiny of an empire. They were two brothers by oath, but enemies by ambition. Temujin, their very first major clash, near the sacred Mount Burkhan, marked the beginning of a war that would decide who would unite the Mongol tribes and who would fall. Temujin and Jamukha were once asterisk-sworn brothers since childhood, bound by the most sacred oath on the steppe. But as they grew into powerful men, their visions of leadership diverged sharply. Jamukha represented the old aristocracy, the noble lineages who believed that power was a birthright, that only the elite could rule. Temujin, on the other hand, was a radical. He challenged that ancient system, promoting men based on their talent and loyalty, not their bloodline. To the traditional nobles, this idea was dangerous, a threat to their entire way of life. But to the common clans, to the overlooked and the oppressed, Temujin was a rising hope. This rivalry was no longer just personal. It had become ideological battle for two different futures for Mongolia. Then, in 1187, Jamukha struck the first blow. He launched a sudden, brutal attack against Temujin's camp near Mount Burkhan Khaldun. The battle was a massacre. To send a chilling message, Jamukha's forces slaughtered 70 young warriors loyal to Temujin. The meaning was clear: I am the rightful leader, and I will destroy any challenger. Temujin survived, but this brutal act ignited a 20-year war. It was this moment of defeat and betrayal that set the stage for his transformation from a hunted outcast into the future unifier of Mongolia. Despite this devastating loss, Temujin's response shocked the steppes. Instead of seeking simple revenge through more bloodshed, he began building something completely new. He created a revolutionary military structure, organized not by clan, but by loyalty to him. He forged alliances with lower-ranking clans who had been ignored by the aristocracy. He built a leadership system based entirely on merit, rewarding skill and courage above all else. And most importantly, he fostered a powerful sense of loyalty forged through shared hardship. Stories of his fairness, his strict discipline, and his ability to protect the weak began to spread like wildfire. Warriors who once feared Jamukha's power now began to see a better future with Temujin. They started defecting, leaving the old order behind to join his growing army. This was the true birth of what we could call the Temujin system, a new, more just society that would one day become the foundation for the entire Mongol Empire. That first clash at Burkhan Khaldun didn't end the war, but it changed everything. The lines were drawn. On one side stood Jamukha, backed by the noble elite, clinging to the old ways. On the other stood Temujin, holding the loyalty of the masses, championing a new vision for the future. The battlefield had created two opposing poles: the old Mongolia versus the new Mongolia. The war between Temujin and Jamukha would rage on for years, a long and bitter struggle, until Temujin finally defeated his rival completely. This victory cleared his path to being elected the one true ruler, Genghis Khan, in the Great Gathering of 1206. The opening clash with Jamukha was so much more than just a battle. It was the pivotal moment when Temujin realized he wasn't just fighting for his own survival. Anymore, he was fighting for the very soul and future of the entire Mongol nation. From the ashes of this conflict, a leader was forged. A revolutionary vision took shape, and the greatest empire the world had ever seen was about to rise. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, make sure to follow for more.